Human beings are not perfect, and every creature, of man is equally imperfect. We spoke about the advantages of the use of AI, artificial intelligence, in investing. We equally want to talk about the disadvantages of the use of AI in investing. Why AI investing might not be, as safe as you think. It has drawbacks, it has disadvantages I would like to highlight in the course of this video. Number one is over reliance on algorithms. There's that over reliance on the algorithm running this AI. So while AI can enhance decision making, over reliance on algorithm without human oversight can be risky. As humans, we still have a role to play. After programming these these computers, these AI, these machines, we need to be there to provide the oversight to to course correct whenever the need arises. And so algorithms might make decisions that overlook certain qualities, certain, usually when it comes to qualitative factors, you discover that the AI may not be able to function perfectly in these regards, you know, like when it comes to analyzing market events. The AI may not really function better than the human beings. AI cannot analyze market events. It's only good at quantitative, factors. When it comes to qualitative factors, the AI model cannot, outperform the human being in this respect. Number two is, the black box problem. So in this area, I discovered that many AI, especially those using, deep machine learning, are often described as black boxes. This means that they make decisions based on complex algorithms that are not always easy to understand or explain. Sometimes the procedures involved could be very, very complicated. It's not easily understood, and then that's a very important disadvantage you must consider. And so this lack of transparency, can make it difficult to assess, how decisions are being made, leading to concerns over accountability. The entire process of decision making could be, overcomplicated, and so human being cannot really, sit down and be able to, be able to say precisely how these models work. All right, and so that particular, circumstance can lead to lack of transparency, and lack of transparency in investing, is a no. We should take into consideration, because it kind of reduces accountability. Number three is data quality and bias. You consider the data quality in these regards. AI systems are only as good as the data they are trained on. It's a kind of garbage in, garbage out. The AI cannot outperform the data that is being imputed into the system. It is as good as the proficiency or the skill of the programmer. And so if the data used, to train the AI models is biased, is incomplete, inaccurate, then of course the resulting decision making could, could equally be compromised. It could then, perpetuate or even amplify those biases. It has, a faulty premises. It will equally deliver a faulty result. It can lead to suboptimal investment choices. And so AI systems may also fail to account for rare or unforeseen events, like a black swan event. No AI was able to predict the COVID-19 and its impact on global finance. So these are very hard to predict with historical data. AI may work based on historical data and input, but may not be able to predict, a one-off events like the COVID-19. All right, so it has limitations. Number 4 is market volatility and AI misjudgment. Market volatility and AI misjudgment. You discover that in periods of extreme market volatility, AI models may struggle to interpret unusual data pattern, or adapt quickly, in adapt quickly in a significant market shift. All right. Whenever there's an unexpected, shift in market condition, shift in the overall, trading process because of an advent of an unexpected circumstance in the market, the AI may not be able to cope as quickly as possible to adjust as quickly as is necessary, and so. Uh, this could then lead to AI making inaccurate predictions or reacting too slowly to changes, resulting in poor investment outcome. It will then result in poor investment outcome because the AI cannot react as fast as possible because of the strange circumstance in the market that the AI will not be able, cannot really accommodate. So it's a very important, deficiency we must take into consideration. Number 5 is regulatory and ethical concerns. The use of AI in investing raises concern, about fairness, about transparency, about obtaining an undue advantage, and could even, lead to outright market manipulation. And so regulatory bodies are still, catching up with the rapid growth of artificial intelligence, in finance. And then there may be a kind of concern over how, about how AI affects, market dynamics, particularly when many firms are, when many firms use similar AI-driven models or strategies. So how will these strategies affect market dynamics? The regulatory agencies are still looking into it because sometimes it might present unfair advantages. Number 6 is cyber security risk. There's that risk of maybe hacking, because essentially it's a program. It's a program, an advanced kind of program, has to do with machine learning and algorithm. And so AI-driven platforms could then become targets for cyber attacks. Hackers, might exploit vulnerability, in the algorithm, and they may hack into the system, potentially leading to market manipulation or stealing of sensitive financial information. Okay, so AI systems are really, in cloud infrastructure and are especially, vulnerable to data breaches. It's possible. You're going to talk about AI. It's just a kind of advanced computer, advanced algorithm and machine learning. And so these things, could be, there's that tendency it might be hacked. Hackers can come in and then, wreak havoc, in the system. Number 7 is dependence on historical data. When you talk about AI modeling, the data used for these predictive, for these predictions are usually based on historical data. And when it comes to investing, we need to understand that past performance cannot really predict future results. It's not an indicator of a positive future outcome. And so AI models primarily rely on historical data to predict future trends, but this assumption may not always hold true, because things changes. What was obtainable, applicable, and acceptable in the past may not really be functional, be acceptable, be accommodating, or be accommodated in the future because of changes in major economic shifts, or maybe a black swan event can come up, and then the outcome may no longer be tenable. And so AI models may fail to predict, a crisis or new market conditions that do not mirror past data patterns. For instance, now we heard about the fall of the government of Bashar al-Assad in Syria. I'm very sure no AI model was able to predict the outcome of what really happened, in Syria. It has limitations. And number 8 is job displacement and ethical issues. AI will end up, if many people will lose their jobs as a result of the advent of AI. And so the increased use of AI in investment management may lead to, job losses, in financial service industry. Some fund managers may lose their jobs, particularly roles that can be performed by, AI, such as portfolio managers, you know, and financial advising, financial advisors. And so these are also concerns about, there are also concerns about AI, that AI might, exacerbate wealth inequalities by favoring investors who can afford access to sophisticated AI tools. You can still see it now, even in our own little area. If you cannot really subscribe to, let's take for instance ChatGPT. There's the elementary version, we are used to, and there's the premium version we may not afford. And so if you are competing in a particular field, those that have access to the premium version could perform better than, people that don't have access to the premium version. Number 9 is complexity and implementation cost. Implementing AI solution can be a bit complicated and also expensive. For smaller investor or firms, the cost, of developing, or subscribing to higher quality AI tools may be prohibitive, leading to a gap in access to cutting edge investment technology. So already people that can afford this technology will end up doing better than those that cannot afford, AI technology, even in the field of investing, in the field of fund management.